Hi, welcome to this introduction to CRM Exec. So we've got the application open here and it defaults to the dashboard screen when it's open. So we've got various information here about sales and leads and so on. I'll be looking at very briefly at those areas as I work my way through the app. On the right hand side we have a list of our tasks, in this case showing a project task, a supplier task and a lead task. The application is navigated by moving across the big buttons over the top here. Each one of the areas will then switch to show you the relevant information. Underneath each one of the buttons you will find one or more of these sub-tabs. In this case this is leads, so what you can see here is customers and sales leads. If I switch to tasks, there's only a single tab here and you see a list of outstanding tasks. Under meetings we can find a search window, but also we find a diary display where we can see meetings, and these can be divided up by various members of staff. The same applies across all the areas, including the sales processing area, where we can also find the customers display. So CRM Exec is designed to cover the entire customer management process. So to that end it contains processes to handle sales opportunities, or leads as they're known in the application, through to projects and the sales orders and quotes that may be sent to customers. It also contains issues tracking, so that every aspect of a customer's account can be managed from within one piece of software. CRM Exec is also a part of our wider suite of software, which includes Accounts Exec and various other applications, and they all work to the same system, same data, same customers. So let's have a closer look at the sales leads. So if I want to navigate around a screen to change the display, let's move into customers here. If I want to search for a customer's account, I can type in a part of the customer's name or contact or phone number, etc. In every one of our screens there are filters at the top of the relevant listing or grid. This is the leads filters, where we have again a customer, so if we want to find leads for this particular customer we just type in the relevant elements of the name. It also works, the filters work with part names as well. So if I type in bakery, then I'll get the all of the combinations where the letters, in this case BAK, are in amongst the name. The same is true of all of the filters that are on this display, or any of our filter grids. I'm just going to take this off, clear that down. So this is a grid, in this case showing customers. If we want to access a customer's account, we can simply double click the listing in the grid, and sure enough the customer's account will open up. If I do the same thing within the leads grid, I'll get the sales lead. The same is true of all grids. Underneath the grid you also find right click options, which vary according to the grid that you're working with. Finally, down the bottom of the application there are a series of buttons to the left and buttons to the right. The buttons to the left carry out actions which are relevant to the data grid you're looking at. So in this case, add a customer or edit a customer. Editing a customer is the same thing as double clicking an entry in the grid, or even right clicking and clicking edit customer. It's all the same thing. Removing a customer and so forth. If I go to leads, now we're dealing with buttons that refer to the sales leads. So we add a lead by clicking the add lead button, etc. If I go across to tasks, you'll see the same principle applied. There's the tasks tab, and there's the various filters for the tasks, again working in the same way. So if I wanted to find everything with test in it, it would come up like that. If I want to find the relevant customer, I don't happen to have one on display, then I would type the name in there. And all these tasks are from administrator. And filters also apply for dates. Wherever you see a date pair like this, then sometimes you'll see a apply dates button. If I click on that, what that will do is take out everything that's not within that date range, which these obviously are, subject to the search filter. And all our date pairs have the ability to select a range by simply right-clicking, selecting on one of the pairs of dates and selecting a range of dates to apply. Okay. Let's have a closer look at a lead. So a sales lead is simply tracing an opportunity, an opportunity for a sale that you are working on. If I click on an Add Lead button here, I'm presented with the list of customers. I'm going to put this on a deso. This is a contact record, and then it's the member of staff, sales representative in this case, that is responsible for the sale. So I shall assign that to Steve Beck. The software is then asking what the value is. So I'm going to say it's a £5,000 sale, and what the probability of success is. We'll give this a 60% rating, and when you expect this sale to be landed by. This is simply a text area. And we can save that. Once it's saved, it's possible then to attach quotes to this. So we could attach a quote by simply clicking in there. A test quote. And an outline if you want to put one on. All the information is automatically brought forward from the sales lead. Save that in. And then we can add products to it from the database. Now obviously these are test products. You would add your own products for your own business. I'm going to have 10 of those. Save. And then we have a quote ready to go. The quotes can be printed or they can be sent, transmitted by clicking the issue button. And once the customer makes a decision and you come to an agreement, you can accept or reject depending on what the outcome is. If the quote is no longer relevant, it can be cancelled. Exit that. We'll come back to the quote in a different display. Against leads you can create tasks. The task engine runs across the entire system. I'm going to attach this to the administrator. A test task on a lead and save that. So that's got a deadline date of today as it happens. If I was to advance that forward a week or so and save it, then you can see it's got remaining days indicating on it. If we come out of this particular lead, just clear that display and go over to the dashboard, the test task is there and it does not have a red triangle by it because it's not overdue. These tasks are all overdue, which is why they've got red triangles showing on them. And go back to that lead and we can move into the quote. There's the task. And now we could schedule a meeting against this. And this is now using the meetings calendar. So I'm going to double click that. I'm going to set that for 120 minutes. Meeting to, I'm doing well here, a sales lead. And save that. So now we have a meeting scheduled. Exit that display against the sales lead. Which if I come out of these displays and go into meetings, click it forward a week, there's the meeting showing. This is a calendar system, so obviously meetings can be dragged around and they can be resized on length as well, depending on what you need them to be. Okay, so now the task from the sales lead is showing up on there. So we talked about meetings. Meetings can be scheduled directly into the meetings display, attached to a customer, attached to a sales representative and a contact, and then direct meeting and save that in. So now we have a direct meeting which we can resize as well. This is not attached to a lead, but it is a simple meeting that's been scheduled in. Finally, we have projects. These in terms of the sales chase processes. Projects allow you, they're very similar to leads, but these are confirmed projects that the company is working on delivering. They can go to a customer and obviously the representative involved. A sales lead can become a project, and in keeping with the leads, it also carries quotes, tasks, meetings, notes and documents. Notes are running throughout our system, and what they do is allow you to schedule ad hoc information. project. Save that in. You can have an unlimited number of notes. If you need to attach documents to any of our sales tracing or orders, or any in fact of the items within the system, you can click Documents. This will take you to your disk, where you'll be able to pick up. In this case, I'm picking up a specifications document. Save that in. So now I have a icon specifications document attached to my project. Why I would need that, I have no idea, but it's there. And if I want to open it, I simply double click it and the relevant software will open. But you won't be able to see that, but that just opened Word. And that will apply to any document type, and that applies throughout the system wherever you see documents. Okay. Issues are for tracking problems with customers, problems raised. It's a very similar process. I'm going to put this on the Adesso customer again. Issue. Save that in. And now we have tasks, meetings, notes and documents for attaching to a sales issue. If the issue is completed, it can be closed. I'm now going to go into the sales area of the software. In the sales area of the system, we have customers, we have a products listing. There are quotes, so here is the Adesso quote that I put in earlier. I'm going to convert this now to a sales order. You don't have to convert a quote to a sales order. The sales order can be put in directly, obviously. But I'm going to convert this one. That's now completed the quote, and the quote is now sitting in here, confirmed and ready to go. These are sales orders. I'm going to very briefly look at these. Schedule this to Adesso again. This is part of the entire dispatch system that's inside our Exec enterprise level product. You can raise an order on here for any product or service that you have within your system. So I could put 100 of these on here. I can pick multiple warehouses. I should say that the system is multi-warehouse, multi-currency, multi-company, and allows the tracking of any of those elements. It also allows within the warehouses multiple bin locations and multiple locations, and we have the ability to track different unit combinations, which you can see here, which allows different outer delivery combinations of products to be run under a single sales line. Save that in. If this order is ready for confirmation, I confirm it and release it to the customer. Now in this case the order is locked. That's because we have an approval system where you can set approval profiles inside the system. And what we're going to do now is we're going to go in and we're going to run the approvals. Now this would normally be done by the person who is listed for approving the order, but I can override that because I have administrator privileges. And that's now released it forward, and that will be in the dispatch system, which is in our Accounts Exec product, which you can see on some of our other videos. Finally, inside the sales area you have access to the customer's actual transactions, and within the customer's account itself, so we open up Adesso here, where we can also see any quotes or orders and various other pieces of information, including their sales ledger account, if they have anything outstanding, which they don't, and all the tasks attached to meetings, etc. It's also worth pointing out that the CRM system is linked into our telephone integration, so we can dial customers directly from here if you're using our Phone Exec product. Alternatively, the CRM system will screen pop and drive directly to the correct customer record or contact record from an inwards phone call. To use the Phone Exec product, you'll need to talk to us about the type of telephone system you're using. Essentially, we can link into any IP virtual phone system or locally installed virtual phone system. Okay, well that brings me to the end of our quick overview of CRM Exec. I hope that's been of use, and we'll see you again soon. Don't forget to have a look at some of our other videos. Thank you very much.